On the line, we have my mentor, the boss of bosses, the man that taught me everything I know about this industry. Billionaire Bodyguards Club head and chairman. Killer J. Kane. What's happening?
I know, brother. I'm blessed.
Oh, man, it's good to hear from you.
I'm very proud of what's going on right now, brother. Trust me.
Yeah, I feel
These stories need to get out.
Yeah, you sound like you out in the field right now.
Right. He's got that professing voice too. It's like that's dope.
I was out here grinding, brother. You know that.
I feel you. Hey, listen, do me a favor, man. Tell the people and tell my bro what it was like back in the day. I'm talking early 2000s. I'm talking the gladiator games. What it was really like to be a horseman back then, and what it meant to be one.
Well, you want me to go from the beginning?
The beginning,
we start off in local nightclubs. We did our thing. And then when celebrities came in town, we picked them up. Then there was a guy, I don't know, he was like the master of the NBA, Allen Iverson. I was with him. And during the break time, there was another guy, a little rapper named Curtis Jackson.
Yeah, right. So now we already
wait. Hold on.
Okay, because
I don't think people really understand.
No, that's all good. Yeah, you got it.
No,
you got
we're
it.
naming names of respectable men.
Respectable,
we do that.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Listen,
yeah.
My man said
I forgot one name.
Allen Iverson. Now, if you don't know what Allen Iverson meant to the NBA, if you don't know what Allen Iverson meant to hip hop culture,
really,
you sleeping.
Right.
Allen Iverson is the image of the NBA today. Every NBA player you see, how they dress, how they look, the tattoos, that was all started by Allen Iverson. Right?
Okay.
Go ahead, continue, Jay.
He's like just the Iverson, right.
The Iverson alone.
For the Iverson legacy.
If you start on the Iverson alone.
He didn't even get onto the Curtis Jackson yet. Yeah, right. Okay.
Continue.
I used to the clubs. We had an all-star cast in the clubs. And the club was myself, Twin, Smitty, Twitty, rest in peace, Omar. Rest in peace, Chang.
Yes, sir.
We had Dogface. We had Little Mike. We had Nee, was the first lady horseman security.
Yes.
We had Pitbull.
Yeah.
We had the Freaks of All Freaks. We had Tuma.
Ooh.
We had Nico. Rest in peace. We had Black. We had a squad, man. Back then,
that sounds like
if
squad.
you say 1, 2, 3, 4, lights went out.
Oh, all day. Now, I was privy to that. I've been in a couple of those situations.
I was working with, I went too fast. I was with Missy Elliott first. And on the video shoot of the Work It remix, I met Shy Money. And that's when 50 first came out. But I had to go back to my boss, AI. So I wanted a Sprite mixtape tour. But 50 wasn't 50 just yet. His currency wasn't up like that.
Right.
So then when 50 came back to town, it's a funny story. We was at the Ritz nightclub. There was a guy in the crowd that was trying to get at 50, and I wound up destroying him. But he was 50's friend from back in the day, and 50 was so mesmerized by that. At the end of the night, Mike Lighty was like, "Yo, can you leave today?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I can't leave right now." So in 3 days, I left. It was just me by myself.
Right.
And I was out there with Curtis. We just did our thing. Then slowly but surely, my family came and saw me in West Virginia, and my boy 60 was there. And Lloyd Banks saw 60. Bam. Took a liking to him. 60. In this business, we say gladiators.
Fact.
I've been doing this business a long time.
Gladiators.
I only know 4 men that when it came to them torches was about that work. You guys hear one person's voice right now, Tank, 60, Twin, and G. We're about that work with them hammers.
Now that's facts. Before you even go any further, understand all the men that he just named, all the monsters,
right?
He just named. These are not men like regular dudes. All these dudes bench press over 500 pounds.
Right.
All these dudes are straight up gladiators in the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this is back in those days where that was your business. That was your work. I mean, he already named 3 of the most impactful celebrities in the industry. Missy Elliott, Allen Iverson, Curtis Jackson. Just on those 3 names alone.
On those 3 alone.
That's just the beginning.
Absolutely.
So just on those 3 names alone, you're talking about making moves and shutting down the industry that nobody else was doing at that time.
True.
It's impossible.
True. And if it's a circular table, definitely on the, if it's A-list throughout, that's clearly A-list.
That's just the beginning. Yeah. Go ahead, Jay, get him.
And the thing that was so real about back in the day, right? In order to be somebody's bodyguard back then, because this is when the wolves really ran, like, I'll give this, Puffy had a squad. That's how it used to be back in the old days.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Wolf was an animal. D-Rock was an animal.
Still. Shout out D-Rock.
Riz was an animal. So Puffy had guys that could make you dance, and he had guys that would rock you to sleep. That's how you move back then. So a lot of times when you move with the appropriate force, it's going to eliminate problems because everybody that goes on the road, you're going to different cities, different towns, and them cities and towns got their own wolves, their own tough guys.
Right.
So it's like in a jungle. If a hyena is eating, a lion's either going to take that food from them or they're going to walk past them. And that's how it used to be.
Yep.
Nowadays, the security business is watered down. Like, everybody knows what toast is. You put butter on toast, it's going to get saturated and gooey. And that's how the security business is now.
Toast. Okay.
Genius.
That is beautiful. Just the visual. Like, he explained that shit perfectly.
There's times that I've seen, I won't say this client's name, but I can say the gentlemen that were there standing toe-to-toe with me.
Facts.
There was Tank, there was Smitty, there was Lamont, there was Tuma, there was Rocks, there was White Boy Mike.
Yeah.
The other guy, I would just compliment him. He had the fastest track shoes I've ever seen security have. I won't say his name.
He said the fastest track shoes.
Yeah. This clown named Rick was extremely fast.
Right. Extremely fast.
I think he might have been related to a same boat, or a little bit of Carl Lewis.
Right.
If I can tell this brief story, I will finish.
Please do. Yeah, absolutely.
We were at this one guy's fashion show. You guys know who he is. He has these tennis shoes out named after him. And our boss came there. Due to some politics, our boss and another guy didn't get along. Not the fashion show guy. So myself and Tank go to the bathroom. Now, you know what they say in the woods. When you hear no animals, all quiet, are predators out there.
Right. They're plotting.
Facts.
They're plotting.
Facts.
Yeah.
So when myself and Tank come out the bathroom, now get it, we're in a humongous fashion show. Everybody you think about is there. The Kardashians, Travis Scott, anybody that somebody's at this fashion show.
Right.
And me and Tank walk in the hallways with deafening silence. And I look at Justin Bieber's bodyguard's face, Anton. And I see his face. You know how you tasted something bitter and you had that look?
Yeah.
So he gives me a look. But me and Tank are still looking like, what's going on? And a second later, I see Smitty, and Smitty gives me a head nod, and I see this is the power of protection. I see D-Rock verbally barbecuing, one of the guys.
Right.
So me and D-Rock step to the side because I've known this man for 20 years.
Right. Relationships. These are relationships.
Yeah.
So the funny thing was, in the room they were standing in front of was this older guy. He calls himself Jehovah or Jehovah. You guys know him as Jay-Z. He's in the room with his offspring, and the Kardashian girls and her offspring. And so Jay-Z tries to step into a grown man's conversation between D-Rock and myself, and we both tell him to relax, go make a song. We're talking. So to make a long story short, our relationship was able to get this one guy out of the building safe.
Facts. Now,
And
now,
when
mind
they
you,
leave-
what he's missing, what he's missing is that the guy we work for left us. They
Now,
left us.
Now, Tank will verify this. The crazy part about this conversation, you could ask Smitty, you could ask Lamont, you could ask White Boy Mike, you can ask Rocks, you can ask Tuma, is that me and the D-Rock was 100% family.
Right.
But the people that was with him weren't on the same page as us. So there was a brief little, if D-Rock hadn't been there, I hadn't been there, it'd have been a bad situation. But that's
Yeah, it'd
what
have been a
Tank talked about.
bloodbath.
Intelligence and reputation and relationships smooth that thing out.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And this is what we've been
That's a
talking
great
about.
point.
This is
Yeah.
what we've been talking about. When you talk about somebody who's been in the industry for so long and has worked with so many high-end celebrities, you're talking about somebody who's not only bringing skill to the game, they're bringing relationships to the game.
Right. Relationships.
The power behind the power. You see what I'm saying?
Power behind the power.
The power behind the power is what really saves these artists from the situations they end up in. It's the relationships behind the scenes.
Relational wellness.
You see what I'm saying? It's the relationships behind the scenes. Now, what he just described was a situation where could have went terribly bad.
Could have went terribly bad.
Could have went terribly bad.
And the naming of, I mean, I think sometimes, I know you can't name names out of respect, but sometimes it's important to actually place the temperature and degree of the scenario with that level of celebrity. I feel.
Setting the scene.
Yeah.
We're setting the scene because when you're talking about, and that's why I'm so glad he called in, and I'm so glad he's here. Because when you're talking about a level of celebrity, when you're talking about names in the industry, you're not talking about, flash in the pan, one hit wonder. You're talking about changers of the industry. You're talking about
Absolutely.
people who changed the industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're
the
talking
leaders.
about the leaders
They're the
in the
leaders.
industry,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. They
So-
deserve to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about people who changed the industry, who changed the age of like the mood
True.
of an industry, right?
True,
We're talking
yeah.
about real game changers.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So, 50 Cent is an era. Right?
Absolutely.
Missy Elliott is an era.
On so many
Right?
levels.
And
yeah.
then, up until today, all the other people we've been with, they changed the era of music. And we're the power behind that, and we're the ones facilitating them to be able to do that. Right? That's big.
Big, man.
That's
Thanks
big.
for sharing that story, Jay.
I know, but Jack, thanks. I got a photograph. Maybe I could tell you. I got the zillion stories.
All day long.
All day long. All day
Do me
long.
a favor, man. Break down what it was like to be on the Olympic team.
Well, the one thing about one about Allen Ezekiel Iverson is that this how much of a real guy he was. This is crazy. At the time I was with Allen, I was also with Curtis Jackson on the Rock the Mic tour. That's the biggest rap tour in history.
Right.
I would get off the stage, put my boss 50 in the hotel room. The 76 would have a private jet for me, get on a jet, fly to the next city, do the game for Allen, leave Allen. If there was no after party, go back to work on the tour. That's how crazy it was.
Right.
The one thing back then, a guy like Allen, is that no matter what happened, you did protecting him. If it was a bond, if it was a court case, he was going to make sure you good because that man knew that when you was with him, you put your life on the line. Remember back then, AI was the first guy walking around with $5 million worth of jewelry. AI was the first guy. We go to hotel rooms. We're checking in the hotel with $350,000 in cash. AI was, we might stay in Beverly Hills, but we going to some hood club in Long Beach. With AI, you're going to eat at 5-star restaurants and you're going to party at 1-star clubs.
Straight up. Straight up.
Facts.
That's dope.
And that man gave me the same mission every night. Killer J, I don't want no one touching me. And I said, boss, at the end of the night, all I want you to do is look at your sneakers. And I guarantee they still be white. And that's how we did our thing.
Straight up.
Please, for those
That's dope.
that don't understand what this man just said, when you say, look at your sneakers,
Look at your sneakers.
that means regardless of where we're at,
No one,
hole in the wall, club, it don't matter where we're at.
not a scuff.
You will be untouched. Untouched. Now we're talking about an era. We're talking about an era in security when this is a man who started the era of 5 guards, 6 guards, multiple men, multiple teams,
right,
working protection, right? I had never seen it before. I had never seen it before I started.
right.
Right. When you're talking about, I remember when I was a kid, I watched this 50 Cent concert. I watched this 50 Cent concert, and Jay know about this. I think it was in Jamaica or wherever it was.
Kingston, Jamaica.
Yep, Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
50 is at this concert, and you see the biggest monsters on stage with 50.
Right.
Now, this is Kingston, Jamaica.
Just a collection.
Just a collection of the biggest monsters, cut off shirts. What was it? A1 t-shirts? And one t-shirts?
And one t-shirts, cut off and one t-shirts. Well, I had a West Virginia football shirt on.
Right.
Cut off t-shirts. Whatever we wore to the gym, we wore on stage.
Facts.
That was our look.
Facts.
Just-
and Tim boots.
Right.
And Tim boots. And Tim boots.
Just to make it known.
The biggest collection.
Yeah.
The biggest collection of monsters I had ever seen on one stage. And then you understand, right?
Straight up, yeah.
Then you understand what's going on. You understand the power and the movement. Because you got to remember, at that time, 50 was the most hated artist in the industry?
Right.
That 50 Cent had people don't realize this. The man had a contract hit on his life. For 18 months, I slept on the floor by that man's bed.
Facts.
The one thing I give 50 Cent credit for, if we, from the gym to the sound check to the truck, we had a full itinerary. And everything we did from point A to point B was documented. We moved like the president. We had bulletproof cars. We had chase vehicles. We had a dummy vehicle. Every state we went to, we had advanced team for our drivers. So we got off the plane, vehicles there. If you sat in the right seat, your hammer or your whatever you needed for your party favor was neat your seat for you.
Right.
Facts.
That's dope.
I mean, this is a golden era. This is a golden era of protection.
Do things like that happen now? I mean, as far as like
Now,
seamless.
this the part that, now I will say this. Certain artists are smart enough to let the driver have a walkie. Well, I'm sorry. If security is smart enough to tell the client or management, look, this is how we need to move. All drivers need to have communication with us. We don't need to text the driver coming out. Something could happen. No service, anything. You have a walkie-talkie, we're coming out. Or maybe 20 minutes before we come out, one of the guards goes out by the vehicles and lines the vehicles up. Or
Facts. Right.
in certain cases, if there's 9 of us, one guy's job is to stay outside with the vehicles.
Facts.
So there's people that the threat might not always be inside. You come outside, you might got to get greasy too.
Right.
But if you're already ready for the party outside, when your reinforcement comes, it's going to be a big party.
Facts. Now, see, what he's talking about here is,
strategically, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
what he's talking about here is how I started. I started on the advanced team.
Yep.
I started as the advanced man. So that was my job. I didn't go in. That was Killer J. That wasn't my job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His job was to secure the principal. My job was to make sure that the venue was ready. My job is to make sure he knows everything about the venue before he goes in.
Right.
And my job is job is to make sure that the trucks are ready, to make sure the drivers know what's up.
Yep.
Make sure the routes are already laid out. That's the importance of an advance man.
Yep.
And that's the importance of information, especially when you're getting it to somebody who's protecting the principal.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And that's for years. And we're not talking about people. I can't express the importance of how famous and how big of a threat that we're responsible for protecting, right?
Right.
When you're talking about Curtis Jackson, you're talking about Missy Elliott, you're talking about the biggest names in the industry at that time.
Right.
And that's just them.
Yeah.
When we start talking about Birdman, we start talking about Young Money, Cash Money. When we start talking about Floyd Mayweather, when you start talking about those people, you're talking about the biggest names in that era at that time.
Right.
Right? And you're responsible for their protection.
Right.
I mean,
100%.
It's priceless information.
Priceless.
This is priceless information.
Tell me how it was because I remember when I started with Floyd. Tell me how important it was, how you ran Floyd's team in the beginning, and how many guys we had at that point.
This is the most important thing about putting a team together, right? I tell anybody, when I put my team together, my guys know me, meaning they know what I eat, how I like to eat, how I like to move. If you know me, then you don't gotta. Is Jay upset? What's going on? You can read my face and know where to go. So my thing is like Legos, personalities. You can have somebody who's the greatest fighter in the world, but he can't work with a team. So I guess I love dogs, right? You could have 20 pit bulls; they might not get along, but you have 7 Argentine dogos. They're gonna rape anything in the woods because they're pack hunters.
Right.
I needed pack hunters. I need somebody that doesn't have an ego. My man, you want the cars. My man, you by that door. You by the door. Everybody can't be by the boss. I need the perimeter. Once you have a team that can work like that, and no one's trying to be an Instagram model, and no one's trying to tell their girlfriend, oh, yo, look at me, I'm on 24/7, that moves like a special force unit, then we've won.
Yeah, that's real. Pay attention.
I can take a barber and turn him into a Navy SEAL. Just he got to have the personality.
Right.
Personality makes the magic.
Right.
Because everybody's been on a first date before, right? When you're with your client, always put the first date. You're going to meet a girl, and that first date, you got to swooze her. When you're with your client, you got to remember this. The greatest gift a man can give another man is his life and his freedom. When your client knows that this guy's going to give me his life and his freedom, his personality towards you is going to be like a mother and son. It's something cherished.
Right.
Facts.
So once I was able to put the same guys on the same thought pattern as me, we can do anything.
Facts.
If all we got to do is get you out this club and safe, I promise you, these 9 figures going to make sure we're going to rock for you. You are king. We're going to protect your kingdom. And that's what it took. So I was with Floyd like always. I always get the gig by myself. What happened was I used to work for a football player named Sean Merriman, San Diego Chargers. And we were at a club one time, and Floyd's people saw me. How you doing? Whatever. And an altercation happened in the club. I got Sean out of the club, but one of Floyd's guys is from my area. I went back in the club, made sure Floyd was straight. So he told P. Rilla to get my name. Then All-Star Week in New Orleans, I went with Floyd. Then Killer J put the magic down. Then from there, I was gone.
Right.
Then the next move I make, I brought Nico out there. Then the rest is like history. After Nico, I brought Tank. After Tank, we got Dave. After Dave, we got Jordan. After Jordan, we got Block.
Yep.
Well, Smitty could have went, but Smitty gave the blocks, and that was our team. And we moved like a collective unit. Then while we're out there, we also picked up Kip.
Yeah.
So that was everybody had a
shout
purpose,
out Big Kip. Shout out Big Kip.
Word.
Now, I don't think people looked over. People probably looked over the whole aspect about him, about what he eats, right? We had dietary restrictions.
Right.
Let's keep it a buck. We had dietary. We would have to eat like peanut butter sandwiches.
Peanut butter, straight protein.
Not straight protein. Almond butter, peanut butter sandwiches.
There you go.
It was literally like people who are in the military understand what I'm talking about. It was really like child time. We would have child time.
Beautiful.
We would have to train every day. Same gym. We would have to train every day, and people kind of sleep on the 24/7. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that right now. 24/7, the most highly watched episode of 24/7 with Floyd Mayweather was the episode on Horseman. I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and say
right. That's the one where you was like me mugging the person and they couldn't get a response. They was just like, he was just like, I don't even see you. I don't even see you.
That was TMZ.
Oh, that was TMZ. Oh, okay.
24/7 is the most epic thing ever on reality TV. We literally picked the car up and moved it.
Picked the car up and moved it.
Jay, you remember?
Yo, we have to intercut to them picking the car up and moving it. I don't know what we got to do in post, but there's going to be a cut right here.
So
Yo.
This right? One thing about Floyd, it was time. So we knew from 6 a.m. till 1 o'clock, we could do eat, shower, shit, shave. I can cuss?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Eat, shower, shit, shave, hit the gym, and be at that gym at 1:45 because the boss is supposed to train at 2 o'clock. But one thing about the boss, he might come at 1:51, 1:52, 1:53. So before the boss get there, we clear the gym out because it's his time to train. So some neutron parked his car in the boss's parking spot. Now,
Right in front of the gym.
What did he call him? Somewhat
Neutron.
Neutron. So we're like, yo, whose car is this? No one's saying whose car it is. So whose car is it again? I said, you know what? Fuck this. I said, come on, let's go. We're going to show you what Gorilla Power do. We picked the car up and moved it to another spot. We're like, yo, now your car's over there. Your transmission, your axle might be fucked, but it's over there now.
but it's out of the way. Yo, that's hilarious.
Oh, man. And this is some of the... Go ahead.
And to speak on what Tank said, shout out to Jackson. Jackson was the producer of 24/7. He told the client, look, everybody knows you're financially secure. Everybody knows you have this. But you have 8 specimens walking behind you. People want to see them. And like my brother just said, they tape us in the gym. They tape us in. If you want to get truthful, that episode won that man a Tony Award.
That's right.
Wow.
No, that's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. He got a Tony Award for that episode. Now,
For that episode.
the craziest thing about that episode is that also debuted the pickup truck. Do you remember?
Yep.
What was the pickup truck?
Pickup truck was probably the worst. I don't know what the fuck it was. Toyota pickup, and me and Nico used to drive in it daily.
It was the
He said daily.
He used to drive in 76. You know.
So you gotta imagine Floyd running the streets in a whatever the fuck, a Bugatti, whatever he was driving
at the time. Right.
And we would be in this Toyota.
McLaren.
Right, a McLaren.
A McLaren.
So he's driving the street in a McLaren, and we're like following behind him in this two-seater
Toyota
pickup. But that's how
right.
That's how it was, man. We didn't give a fuck. It didn't matter.
A to B.
As long as
it's
we was
like
getting
we
there.
are exactly. We have an engine and 4 wheels.
As long as we get there.
we are exactly.
We look
Yo,
like
that is hilarious. That is
biracial
hilarious.
Amish people in a horse and buggy.
What about the Amish people in the horse and buggy?
That's what we look like.
Right. In
Five
comparison,
behind the boss
Exactly.
in the McLaren with that truck. We look like biracial Amish people in a horse and buggy falling behind a car.
Straight up. That's the perfect analogy.
And that's how it was, because he would call you. We would get calls 3 or 4 in the morning. Hey, we going to the strip club.
This how the phone call would come. You get a phone call and everything with him.
It's like a fireman.
Hyper. Champ on the move. Champ's on the move. Champ's on the move. When he say that, we run out of the hotel. Yeah, you got to remember this. Tank lived in Vegas. So at the time, he stayed with us because you don't know when you're going to get a call.
Don't know. We lived at the Silverton.
Yeah.
Silverton Hotel.
We lived at the Silverton. So imagine me telling Chanel, hey, look,
I'm going to be living
I'm going to be staying at the
Silverton.
Right. So you have to understand, the idea was, this is boot camp.
Exactly. That's what it is.
You got to remember, I wanted it so bad. I wanted to do it so bad, and I wanted to be like these guys so bad. Mm-hmm. You know, Jay paid me out of his own pocket.
Right.
Yep.
Right. I used to sit there. I would sit there. I remember. I'll never forget this. We was outside the gym, and Floyd's, what was his name?
Leonard Ellerby.
Leonard Ellerby.
Right.
Floyd's money manager, whatever.
Money manager,
whatever he is.
the money man.
The whatever. His man that ran everything, right?
Yeah.
So he would come out, he would be like, he'll give everybody their checks. So everybody get their checks. Boom. They check, get their check. And I'm just sitting there. And he's like, he looked at Jay, he was like, and he's your responsibility. Right? And I'll never forget that, Jay.
Word for word, that's what he said.
That's what he said. He said, he's your responsibility. And Jay was like, no problem.
Right.
Never asked for an extra dime, nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Like I got him.
I got it. Like don't even worry about it.
They recognize that too. They recognize that's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. And see, that's
two for one, basically.
Two for
it's
one.
like a twofer.
2 for 1.
Yeah.
And that's what I said when I said from that point, I never looked at myself as working for a priority unless I was by myself. Right? Mm-hmm. My responsibility was always Jay. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I'm his man.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm responsible for him.
Yeah.
You dig?
Yeah.
So it never has, and we're talking about 10 years ago. It's a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's never been a situation where it was like a client was more important to me than Jay.
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
Never.
Yeah. Never be.
I'm gonna tell people the funny story. And I'll say his name. So look.
That laugh is sinister. That laugh is that shit is sinister.
I got love for this guy, but this guy, he operates off the old penitentiary rules that somebody might have the keys to the yard do. You've seen this guy hold back several checks for rappers, several checks for everybody. They never get paid by this guy. We would work, and with time to leave, Tank would tell him, I cannot go anywhere until I have the check for Killer J. So if you going home, I hope you got an extra bed for me.
Right.
Tank impressed this man so much. The man called me. He said, I've only seen another gentleman be this way, and that's for he said like this, your guys are loyal to you like I've seen another guy be loyal to another gentleman in the state of Texas. And Tank always did that.
Right.
And that man was never a penny short or a dollar late. When the mission was over, whether I was there or not, he made sure Tank had that paperwork.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
Facts. Now this was a foregone conclusion, right? Everybody knew that this dude didn't pay.
Right. You was just
everybody knew.
Let's not play around.
Everybody knew this dude didn't pay. So when it came time for payday, it was real simple.
Yeah.
Either you pay me or the tab runs.
Come on.
But I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving unless I get paid.
It's not a question.
It's
if you're
not.
going, I'm going. So it's not a question of like, oh, we'll get you later. Or like, yo, we'll send the check. No. I got to have it now. Mm-hmm. I can't go back to my boss. I can't go back to my superior.
Payment or hostage ship.
Right. Yeah. I can't go back to my superior without the money. That's my mission. That's the job. Mm-hmm. I must have the bread. Because that's how everybody eats.
Right.
That's how we all eat.
That's the agreement.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the famous words that man told me, his exact words, hot boy, your goddamn nigga is going to ride for you until the wheels come off. I said, boss, that's what they supposed to do.
Facts.
We love each other unconditionally. Mm-hmm. Because whether we working at Walmart or Smoothie King, we going to ride for each other.
Facts.
Right.
And we going to get it.
Right.
And we going to get it. So that's
dope.
And
that's a great moral compass.
And that's what's so absurd. Jay know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna say no names. But imagine a motherfucker coming to you. Mm-hmm. Imagine a motherfucker coming to you, knowing what you know now.
Yeah.
Coming to one of us, trying to get us to turn on each other.
Trying to separate. That's like laugh out loud.
Imagine that.
That's laugh out loud.
Imagine that. Imagine a motherfucker looking at you like, yo, tell me what your man did.
Right.
Is you fucking crazy?
Get the fuck.
Is you crazy?
Yeah.
Now, that's what people don't understand. Go ahead, Jay.
I got one better for you, right? We ain't gonna say no names, right? This is how funny life is, right? This is the one thing that these artists never do, right? Or the travel agent. These artists, see, this is the funny thing, right? It used to be the BET Awards. All enemies would collide. But then the game got smarter. Now, all these artists always stay at the same hotels. Mm-hmm. So the fourth floor might be us, and the second floor might be the enemy. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times, me and Tank was put in position, that a certain guy that could sing and dance and move his hips all funny, he was beefing with our boss. Make a long story.
Funny as shit, man.
Make a long story short, this guy was at the club with a bunch of adolescents, and a situation happened. But before the situation happened, the boss already gave me and Tank the green light, and plus, you know what I'm saying, plus the bonus to go ahead and put some marks on the boy that can dance face. So
Right.
push come to shove come to push come to shove. We educate the nigga on horseman mentality.
Facts.
So
Right,
when it's
right.
all said and done, the same God that gave us the mission, just like America, the nod we were ever in the country. The nod that,
Right.
the nod that he ever